And welcome to Brunswick Cable Access News this week. I'm Don Keating. Memorial Day weekend traffic fatalities down over 2017. It was the first holiday of the summer season, Memorial Day weekend, and according to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, as of Monday morning, May 28th, a total of 10 people lost their lives on Ohio's highways. That figure is provisional and will be updated later in the week. Also, according to the website, the Ohio State Patrol indicates seatbelt violations are up over the same time in 2017 by about 350, and over 1,700 more accidents have occurred this year compared to the same time in 2017. Remember, distracted driving includes talking on the phone and texting, among other things. Please wait until you are stopped if you must make a phone call or check that text. It only takes a second to ruin your or someone else's day. Swimming safety comes to the forefront as swimming season arrives. Well, the heat and humidity of summer has arrived, and with it, the desire and need to stay cool. And if you're like me and don't know how to swim, then your life could be at risk more than a person who does know how to swim. But accidental drowning isn't limited to people who do not know how to swim. The recent drowning of a 13-year-old boy near Rittman in Chippewa Creek has brought to light what the dangers are of swimming unsupervised by an adult who can swim. Did you know that drowning is the leading cause of injury related to death for Ohio children ages 1 to 4 and the third leading cause of ages 5 to 9? On average, 27 Ohio children and youth aged 1 to 19 drown each year. 7 out of 10 drowning deaths in Ohio occurred during the summer. While children can drown anywhere, children aged 1 to 9 are at greatest risk of drowning in a bathtub or a swimming pool, while children aged 10 to 19 are at greatest risk in natural bodies of water. Here are a few safety tips. Install a 4-sided isolation fence with self-closing and self-latching gates around the backyard swimming pools. Pool fences should be completely separate from the house and play area from the pool. Door alarms, pool alarms, and automatic pool covers can add an extra layer of protection when used properly, but should not replace a fence and good supervision. Make life jackets a must. Make sure all kids wear life jackets in and around natural bodies of water, such as lakes, rivers, and ponds, even if they know how to swim. Ohio law requires children under the age of 10 to wear a PFD, personal flotation device, at all times on boats under 18 feet long. However, other children will be safest when they wear PFDs as well. Sales tax increase pulled from the August ballot. A proposal to raise the sales tax in Medina County will not appear on the ballot of a special election in August as originally announced. County commissioners voted unanimously May 15th to increase the Medina County Board of Elections to remove the sales tax increase from the ballot in August. The commissioners' vote on the issue followed a protest by Medina resident Loretta Krieger, who rose during the public comment period of the commissioners' meeting to say that she believes special elections are costly and unwarranted, especially when tax issues are on the ballot. It was estimated the county would have to pay $112,000 to conduct the special election in August. Commissioners agreed the special election was not warranted, considering that nearly 2 out of 3 voters in the May 8th primary election voted against the tax increase. Commissioners had taken actions such as conducting public hearings and requesting the issue be put on the August ballot prior to the May 8th vote. Commissioner Pat Geisman said the early action by commissioners on a special election was required to meet state deadlines for placing issues on the ballot. If the issue had failed by a few hundred votes, we would not have prepared to put it back on the ballot, said Geisman. The people spoke clearly against the tax, though, and none of us, the commissioners, are stupid enough to put it right back on the ballot. Commissioners did not, however, reject the possibility of putting the issue back on the ballot in November. Craigs resigns as chamber president. The Northern Medina County Chamber Alliance announced this week that Melissa Craigs Krebs will resign from her post as the Chamber's President CEO. Krebs' departure follows 10 years of distinguished service in which she advanced many of the organization's goals and helped strengthen the Northern Medina County business community. After years of working with so many terrific community leaders and business owners, I've decided to try my hand at building my own business, Krebs said. Mark Preby, the Chamber's 2017 chair, said Krebs had been an incredibly motivated leader for our Chamber and the community. Her ability to advocate for business, build partnerships, and move the organization forward has been invaluable, Preby said. While we are sorry to see her go, we are fortunate to have benefited from Melissa's leadership. During her tenure, Krebs is credited with dramatically enhancing the Chamber's visibility, fostering member-to-member business opportunities, and growing its membership. She also oversaw the integration of the Brunswick Area Chamber and the Valley City Chamber to create the Northern Medina County Chamber Alliance. It has been a privilege to work with such great people over the years, Krebs said. I'm proud of the work we've done as a group and will miss my day-to-day involvement as president. However, I look forward to working with the Chamber in my new role as a business owner. Krebs will leave her post on July 31st. The Chamber Board, led by Chair Sandra Jenkins, has formed a search committee to find the organization's next president. Candidates interested in applying for the position may do so at the Northern Medina County's Chamber Alliance's website at nmcalliance.com/NMCCA_president. Personal expenses. Commissioners authorized the travel expenses for several county employees to attend a series of out-of-town meetings and training seminars. Among those expenses was $2,000 for the chief probation officers to attend a 3-day conference to be held in Columbus, $575 for Burke to attend a 3-day conference in Columbus, and $425 for the sanitary engineer to attend a 2-day conference in Columbus. Medina County Fix-It Fund. Homeowners planning to renovate their homes may be able to get a reduced cost loan to do so through the Fix-It Fund program administered by County Treasurer John Burke. Fix-It Fund loans are offered to eligible homeowners at an interest rate up to 2% below the current rate being offered by Westfield Bank. Almost all types of interior and exterior home improvements are eligible for the reduced rate loan program, including such things as painting, roofs, windows, siding, carpeting, additions, and decks. Applicants must be residents of Medina County, not delinquent on their real estate taxes, and have a home appraised at no more than $250,000, excluding land. There is no income limit on the loans, and Burke estimates 90% of homeowners in the county could qualify for the loans. The Fix-It Fund program was developed in cooperation with local banks in 2002. Since then, Burke estimates the program has provided $13.3 million in loans to more than 900 homeowners around the county. Homeowners interested in applying for the reduced rate loans may do so at Westfield Bank branches located in Westfield Center and at 4015 Medina Road in Medina. Coming up next, we will have a special interview with a guest who has their own program right here on BAT TV. And welcome back. I'm here with a special guest, Reverend Elizabeth Howe, whom I've known for several years, and Elizabeth Howe also has her own program starting up here once again on BAT TV. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate it, and it's good seeing you again.
It's great to see you again. Thank you for inviting me on today. I'm really excited to be back at BAT and starting up my show again, and I don't know if anyone maybe remembers Psychic Sushi, but we're excited and back on the air.
It was a good dish.
Yeah.
Psychic Sushi.
Yeah,
yes.
It was.
Okay, at any rate, enough of the comedy relief. I didn't make it to one of the major networks, but we'll go on with the questions if we shall.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you, the show, give us a nutshell what the show is about.
Well, Psychic Sushi is basically covering everything metaphysical, spiritual, mental, physical, spirituality in general, alternative health products, alternative things, energy work, paranormal, superstitions, anything. So we check out what are ghost hunting? What is ghosts? What are ghosts? We talk about psychics, energy healers, Reiki healers, herbs, vitamins, other things like that, UFOs, big feet. We cover it all. We try to cover as much as we can. And the purpose of the show is to be informative. We're going to be in the middle. We're not pro or against anything, but we're going to be in the middle. Interview, talk, try to figure out what is this about? What are UFOs? What is that whole thing about, basically? So we would cover in the show an hour, interview some people and talk about what is that? And be objective and be kind of, as I said, middle of the ground. Because I think there are a lot of people that have those kind of questions in the back of their head, and it's really hard to find a legitimate source about these things. Like, what is that? So we're answering those questions for people. What is that about? And we have a lot of fun, too. It's a fun show. It's a safe show to watch. And we come from a really balanced space when we are interviewing and dealing with these topics.
Okay, great. How did you become involved in the paranormal or the unusual?
Well, I'd have to say I've been involved with it all my life. At the age of 3, I had a near-death experience, and I actually died, and was clinically dead for roughly about 20 minutes. And I came back from that. They were able to save me. And I was in a coma for about a week, and when I came up out of that, I had complete memory of my experiences on the other side. And when I came up out of my coma, I could see colors around people, I could see angels, I could see fairies, I could see things. And at 3.5 years old, that's kind of like, okay. It took me some time to kind of figure out what was going on, and it kind of shut it down a lot in my life. But also it made me incredibly intuitive, so that I knew things that were going to happen ahead of time. I was talking to ghosts. There was a moment when I realized how unusual it was, because there was an older woman that had passed our neighbor down the street, and I was sitting and talking to her all day. She was sitting in the corner, and my mom was just absolutely beside herself. She was like, "Who are you talking to? What is that?" And I'm like, "I'm talking to Mrs. So-and-so," and my mom was like, "There's nobody here." And yet Mrs. So-and-so gave me all kinds of information, and she was a great companion. So digressing, I kind of shut it down for a while because that wasn't considered normal, and we don't talk about those things. And then as I got into my adulthood, I went to a psychic fair, and I saw people getting readings and doing all that. And I went, wow, there are people actually do this? Mm-hmm. And from there, it was kind of like Katie bar the door. I was already down the road with it, reading as many books as I could and going to as many classes as I could. And I had a great time. And I was like, yay, I finally fit in.
So you've been involved with the unusual and paranormal pretty much your entire life?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right, great. Now, your show, Psychic Sushi, is, if I understand it correctly, you've already filmed the first episode.
We have.
And it's in the can, so to speak. And that is going to be, what, a 1-hour program?
Yes, my show is a 1-hour show. So the show we just did was with Judy Nickvenda, the herb lady, and we went over herbs and how to create a weed killer that's not toxic to the environment. And we talked about herbs for allergies and other things, and we had a lot of fun. Judy's a blast.
Okay, great. I need some weed killer. We've got plenty of them down around where I'm from. You had done the show for a few years at least. How long had you done the show previously, and how long were you on hiatus?
I guess we've been on hiatus for 3 years, okay. And we did the show for 3 years. And the reason I went on hiatus was because of family and personal things going on and really feeling overwhelmed. Things have cleared up off of my plate, so I've decided it's time to get back on the air because I love the people of Brunswick and I love being on the air. It's fun.
What is, in your opinion, the most unusual or bizarre topic that you've covered during the show?
Yeah, so far I think was the UFO show. I think that was, I'm not, I'm on the fence about UFO, so it was very interesting talking to someone who'd been doing specific research in Ohio and finding the Ohio hotspots and what was going on, what type of UFO incidences were taking place in Ohio. So I found it very fascinating in the history of UFO. I think that was like kind of out there because, of course, not everyone believes in UFOs, and let alone trying to get good evidence of a UFO. And hearing some of the stories were really creepy. Kind of like, whoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're actually, Southern Ohio is a hotbed for third encounters. Mm-hmm. So first is you just see it, second is they land and there's evidence, and third is they take you.
So if you don't want to be abducted, do not travel to Southern Ohio.
Right.
Not necessarily. I want to make a disclaimer there, but of course, you don't go looking for UFOs south of I-70.
Right. Absolutely.
Now, if someone thinks they'd make a good guest on your show, have a good topic that you would discuss that you may be interested in, how could they contact you?
Well, you can email me at whitewolfsings@aol.com. So that's WHITEWOLFSINGS@AOL.com. And you can email me, and if you'd like to come on and discuss a topic, and we'll go over it. I know there are a lot of people in here. There's healers. I'm interested in having healers like iridology or someone who does therapeutic touch. I mean, we're going to cover, as we get started, there's so many topics we have not covered, so I'm excited. We've got a lot to cover.
All right, fantastic. It was good seeing you again.
It was good to see you.
Much success on your show being revived again, and
well, we happened to have. I think we had you as a guest one time.
Probably more than once. But that's a different topic altogether.
Absolutely.
Well, I should ask you, when will this episode be aired, and approximately what time, if you know yet?
I do not know yet,
okay.
But you can go to the website for BAT. So that is. The website?
bat.vibit.com.
Okay,
yeah.
And then you could type in, search for Psychic Sushi, and it should come up as soon as we get it on the air.
Or what about Facebook? Can they reach out on Facebook?
And Facebook, yes. You can Facebook me at Elizabeth Howell, and I believe I have two Facebook pages. One's a business page, and then one is a personal page. But you should be able to find me, Elizabeth Howell, on Facebook.
And you'll have information about when the show is
yes,
will be available.
I will be posting information as we get it instantly.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it.
And thanks again. This is great.
All right, great. Thank you very much. And with that, what can we expect for the first week in June? It's been a very hot and very muggy last few days here in Ohio. Will that continue? I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. If you don't like it, that's coming up in just a moment. Boy, the last week of May sure did seem like the first week of summer, didn't it? I tell you, with all the snow that we had in April, all the way through the middle of April, you would have never thunk that we were going to be in the low to mid 90s in Ohio, and some locations, believe it or not, approached 100. I'll have a grocery list about that here in just a second. But let's take a look at our climatological data right now for the time frame of June 6th to June 12th here in Medina County and the Brunswick vicinity. Our average highs during that time frame are 75 to 77 degrees, with our average lows ranging from 55 to 57 degrees. And of course, during the summer, you have the typical thunderstorm activity that kicks up, fires up, and dumps a ½ inch or so of rain in your neighborhood in about 30 minutes, but down the street, nothing. Gotta love the wonders of weather, don't you? Your average rainfall for this time frame is 0.91 inches, and that helps us out when it comes time for the farmers to be able to grow those crops. Now, hot reports. I tell you, it was a scorcher out there the 28th of May, and here are some numbers for you. I'll step out of your screen. Toledo, 99 degrees, actual air temperature. Findlay, 97, 94 degrees. Up in Lima, Cleveland Hopkins Airport broke a record at 93. The Canton Akron Airport, 92. Down there at Newcomerstown, 91 degrees. Dayton had 91. Youngstown, 91 at the Vienna Airport. Port Columbus, which is actually now known as the John Glenn International Airport, 90 degrees. And at Harry Clever, New Philadelphia, they had a reading of 90 degrees. Do we have anything like this expected in the future? Oh, if I was a fortune teller, I tell you, I'd be able to give you a not such bright forecast, but it doesn't look too good because northern and western Ohio had the brunt of that dry air as well as the heat, and I would say that could be a trend getting ready to set up for the summer. Don't hold me to it, but it's possible. However, you remember the last couple of weeks we've looked at the extended forecast for temperatures and precipitation, and most of the country at that point in time was expecting a good chance of above normal temperatures. Well, alas, if you don't like the heat and humidity, this could be good news for you. Take a look at this. From the central Mississippi Valley down into the Gulf Coast states, western Florida in particular, and all the way up into New England, there is a decent chance of below normal temperatures. And further out to the west, you can tell that they're expecting a good chance at above normal temperatures as a high pressure system sets up out in this part of the country. And looking at our precipitation forecast, that certainly bears out a rather tranquil pattern because of the heat building up in parts of the country. This area down here in the deep south, from Texas up into the central plain states, they've really suffered with drought-like conditions for the past several years. And hopefully we're going to get some precip in there for those folks soon. But unfortunately, the extended outlook for the next 8 to 14 days doesn't look that way, and the Pacific Northwest as well. Northern Plain states down into the desert Southwest, curiously, a chance of above normal precipitation. And the desert Southwest, by the way, with that above normal precipitation, that's with the monsoonal flow that will kick in eventually in the middle part of the summer off the Gulf of Mexico, or out of the Baja Gulf. Easy for you to say, right? And off the Pacific Ocean. So the way things look now, it's going to be rather toasty for the next several days west of the Mississippi, but east of the Mississippi, we might get ourselves a little break in the heat and the humidity. And now it's time to take a look at our weekly bulletin board right here on BAT TV, also Brunswick Cable Access News. The Lost Nature Center of Jurassic World will be back again. You should go just by the headline there because Jurassic World sounds interesting. Friday, June 15th and Saturday, June 16th provide an opportunity for you and your children to experience the Lost Nature Center of Jurassic World at the Susan Hambly Nature Center on Parshan Drive in Brunswick. Have you heard of the Lost Nature Center hidden inside Jurassic World? We hadn't either until now. Step through the front door and be transported into the Lost Nature Center. Get up close views of dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures as you explore this hidden gem. All ages are welcome. No registration is required, and it's free of charge. Times are from noon to 5 p.m. both days. This children's activity is provided by the Medina County Park District. For more information, you can contact the park office at area code 330-722-9364 or email parks@medinacountyparks.com. Rec Center Summer Concert Series begins June 10th. The Summer Concert Series is back. This free music event brings a diverse offering of music styles throughout the summer. June 10th will welcome Logan Wells and Ronnie Clinton to the Rec Center's outdoor stage on Center Road at 6 p.m. Remember to bring your lawn chairs or blankets for seating comfort. All the great things the Brunswick Rec Center has to offer, including swimming lessons for ages and levels, can be found at their website listed below. Brunswick Farmers Market begins June 10th. The Brunswick Farmers Market begins on June 10th, 2018 and runs on Sundays from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. through October 14th. Parking and admission are both free, and the Farmhouse Museum is also open on those days from noon until 2 p.m. There is a lot to see and do with many great vendors. Come on out and enjoy the day. Those interested in vending are encouraged to call area code 330-441-0292 or send an email to brunswickareahistory@gmail.com. Craft beers in Ohio. On June 14th, the Brunswick Library will be the location for this talk by Rick Arman, author of the new book, 50 Must-Try Craft Beers in Ohio, and Jack Kephart, the award-winning brewmaster at the Brew Kettle in Strongsville, will talk about the booming craft beer scene, that is, in Ohio. In 2012, there were only 49 breweries in the state. Today, there are more than 250. They also will answer questions about craft beer and brewing. This adult-only program starts at 7 p.m. and has limited seating, so you must register. Go online at the library's website, mcdl.info, and check on the Events tab, or call the library at area code 330-273-4150 for more information. The Medina Community Band Concert Series. The Medina Community Band will begin the summer season, a celebration of 159 years since 1859 of presenting community concerts in Medina on Friday, June 1st, 2018 at 8:30 p.m. in Medina's Uptown Park Square gazebo. Concerts will continue every Friday through Friday, July 27th. A special July 4th concert is planned as well. All concerts will begin at 8:30 p.m. Area social and civic groups will be featured as summer social hosts, providing light refreshments at a reasonable donation during each concert, with the Salvation Army of Medina featured on June 1st. Get your event listed on our community bulletin board too. Email your information to brunswickareanews@gmail.com. Please include your name, phone number, where you can be contacted to verify the details. And until the next week, I thank you for joining me. This has been the Brunswick Cable Access News. I'm Don Keating.